Hello. If you like Katana class, I encourage you to look online. I don't have one yet. But there are, on Amazon, they're spelled Bokken. It's spelled Bokken. And there are these wooden sticks, but like in the shape of a sword. And they're great for practice. Okay, and they're like a proper weight. They teach you a lot about your shoulder muscles and stuff, your squats, your thighs. So let's begin. So we've been doing a lot of drills, a lot of drilling. Okay, a lot of movements, a lot of repetitions, up to 80 of one movement, and then again 2 minutes. Like it's a hard work. Okay, so we're gonna take this iteration of movement classes, and if you want to look at the Tai Chi classes, the kickboxing, all of the other classes that are being released this week or in the past few days, because the number of times I post a week it just varies. But this is the fourth class. I always teach in sets of 12. Okay. So the last 12 are more relaxed. Okay. So it's a little more discussion based, and we'll talk to you a little more about what this is. Okay. So when you do, if you want to use a sword, like you don't just like, you have to have like core. You have to have a shoulder muscle that's like strong. You have to have an elbow. Right? If you touch your elbow, your own elbow, it's probably really, really soft. If you touch my elbow, it's like super hard. I do this like all the time, right? I demonstrate. I teach class all the time. I do videos. I teach babies. I sing, right? Like that's a lot of work on your elbows. Okay? So, indigenous people, we had this idea, right? We have these tools. We like to play. We like to act. We like to fight. It's fun. It's a fun time, right? A colonizer comes up and she's like, "You're being violent. You're being aggressive. I don't like what you're doing. I don't like it. I don't like it." And so we said, "That's okay that you don't like it. Can you please leave?" And they said, "You're being aggressive. We're fighting back. We're taking back what's ours." It didn't really work out for them the first few hundred years. We were a lot better at fighting, so they got hurt. They got emotionally injured by our skills. The stories that are told, they're all factual, sexual assault, burning villages. You see them on the screen, right? Those are all true. But it's also true is that we would just kind of move around after beating them. After making plans, after strategizing how to confuse them and how to make them lie to themselves and make them feel like they were winning after disappearing on them for multiple centuries, we would just kind of disappear. Like we would like push them back, emotionally destroy them with our skills and our talents and our ideas and our opinions and our skills and talents, our strategies of fighting, of war, of theater, right? The theater class for you too, if you're interested, what that means, of acting. Of teaching you something, of making you believe something when it's not even true, right? It's just so that you'll walk away. It's just so that you'll act the way that I want you to act, so that I can win, so that I can make you feel bad about yourself. The way that you did me, right? When you got here on your big boat and stuff like that, right? With your horses, which was weird. Like who rides horses? Like we would have what you have. So this is a nightmare for some people. An indigenous feminine person wielding this it's like it was like it was a nightmare. Like a white man could not comprehend that. Like it was like so out of his league mentally, right? He was like, what? So we kind of understood after a few generations that it didn't really matter what white people thought of us, So we kind of would just like move around. Thank you. I teach class online. Yeah, I teach at Maryland too. I teach at that park right there. All right, bye. So, right? So that was like crazy, right? I had marksmanship class too. We would just pick up rocks, dude. You think we need weapons? I need to pull out my bow and arrow that I do spiritual work with. I teach kids with. No, this guy like that. Boop! All over the wall, on your head, like it's, you know. So that made them so mad, right? That would make them angrier than hell, right? And then, so what we would do is we would do kind of stuff like that without thinking of them, so that they would get angry, and then we would kind of just take the high ground and watch them be angry with each other for months. They would fight. They would raise their voice at each other. They would burn each other's house down. They would steal. They would murder. They would starve each other. They would lock each other in each other's houses. They would literally take wood and lock people in their own houses, because you should have known that the brown people were coming. You should have known that they had weapons. You should have known. And we would just stick around for that, like in nearby places, in like the woods and the forest, and with the wolves and the bears and the beasts. We're just watching them do that, understanding them. Like the colonizers, they're just gonna be like that. Like if they attack again, okay, but they would do that. They would take a break for like a week or so, and then they would just go again, and then we would do the same thing. Just actually have talent and skill. And ideas, and actually have a brain, right? And actually have like mental health and boundaries and good food. Let me get you started on a colonist's diet, on a white colonist's diet. They would not eat. They would not even drink water. They would not even shower, right? And again, they would just fight for months and just beat each other to shreds. They would stick dogs on each other. They would starve their dogs just to attack the guy, just for that reason. They would just do that for months, and we would just watch them do that, right? And so after a while, we were like, whenever they try it, we fight back, we win, and if we don't like living here anymore, we walk away. Because we have always had this van. We've always had this privilege, this right to travel. We have never stuck around in one place for long. Like that's not even who we are. We don't even like that. We don't like that. That's just our culture. Like we like to walk. We like to move around. We like to go places. We like to party. Like so, if you like this is really cool stuff, especially if you're a feminine person, if you're queer, if you're a person of color. This is a nightmare for colonizers. If you have trauma with race, if you have trauma with patriarchy, if you're a victim of sexual assault, going on Amazon and getting a $10, $15 boken, or learning how to actually wield a dog leash, how to actually train your dog like an indigenous feminine person. That's a fucking nightmare to colonizers too. We would literally train our dogs to run circles together in a team with flesh, with meat, treats, steak, to run around like multiple times, groups of our dogs around the white man's like territory, their little perimeter that they would build. They would literally build with hammers and stuff. Like they would just run around barking at them, and then they would just come back to us, and we would just give them their treats. And we'd be like, what? You got dogs, we got dogs too, dude. Like, what's the brain? Why don't you have a brain? Like, why don't you think? That's a human being. She likes to eat. That we would just, honestly, if we were trying to be funny sometimes too, because they would literally starve their dogs. Just because they were mad, they would just starve their dogs. They had food, they would just starve their dogs. But whatever. Their dogs would escape, and we would literally catch them, and we would just take them to that. Like, because we can, because you won't stop us, because you can have nothing. You're not even thinking straight, right? So Katana practice is about radical action, right? It's about protesting. So we have, this is a mudra. This is a mudra. So their hand gestures, like hand stretches, you know. They're really good for your body, good for your elbows. I'll teach you more about them. So we're supposed to have one mudra for each movement class. So this is the Katana one, where you learn to have an opinion of yourself. You have an opinion. What's my opinion? What just happened? Is that person driving too fast? My opinion might be yes, they're driving too fast. And then learn to point the finger, right? What's your opinion? Well, my opinion is that person's driving too slow. So we have a difference of opinion, right? That's the thing. So let's teach, right? So when if I were to approach you like this with a weapon in my hand, you would be scared, right? Laws are being passed to allow weapons to just roam free, the United States of America, right? That's frightening. Now, if I approached you like this, and I specify, hey dude, this is a wooden stick, it's called a boken. I teach Katana with this. Would you like to practice with me? That's a little different, right? That's not the same. So what decolonization teaches is that if you are able to take your practice with you somewhere else and teach about it, people are going to join you. And the colonizers that literally torturing dogs and stuff and making them eat human flesh just for fun, just because they're angry, they're gonna have to get over it at some point, because they just don't even like that. that just feels bad. You know what I mean? They like this a lot more. That's that person. That person likes to feel good, right? So let's do our mobility drill, okay? And I invite you to know a little bit about balance. So whatever stick, find a stick on the ground. Something, there's a garden too. It's like a stick from my garden. Okay. Find a stick on the ground and try to balance it on your wrist. And without it moving around too much, squat. Come back up. Okay. Do this 20 times, okay? Just 20 times, no more. We're resting. Now, the fun part comes in. We're going to try a few tricks. Try that. So it's a little bit of repetitive exercise. Try it 20 or so times. Try to catch it 10 times. Okay. So I'm right-handed. You might be left-handed. I'm pretty ambidextrous these days. Doing a lot of teaching. Try to catch it 5 times, 10 times. Okay. And then this is an opinion of you waiting to happen. If you are doing this, if you like this, a lot of people don't like that. I mean, you heard that person comment, "That's sick, dude," and I was like, "Thank you so much for your comment." But I've had people be like, "Excuse me, what are you doing?" And it's like, "What are you doing? Get a life, dude." You know. So this is an opinion. You have to have an opinion with this to learn. So do this with me, like point and take a step. So what's your opinion of yourself today? Is it, I'm a good person, I can do it whenever I want, I can teach Katana, I can preach, I can learn? Or is it, I don't know, I already know what my opinion is? It has to be the first one. That's the healthy one. That's the one that's for this part. Okay? So, I can't believe it hasn't broken yet. When people walk by, I like to just do that. Okay? His school nearby. That's the work, right? So people used to walk around like this, right? It's called honor. It's called having discipline. It was literally called having. So people used colonizers came to our lands, and we would kind of we just walked outside with our stuff because we had practice that day. We had work to do, and they took that perspective immediately that we were trying to go to war with them. I had no idea what they were talking about though. I was just trying to hang out. So, with your little stick that you found outside, your left or your branch, have a style, okay? This one's cool too. Right? I'm just gonna stop there, okay? Like I said, it was more of a discussion-based deal today. More of a demonstration. Anything with the little blue evil eye emoji is Katana stuff, and that emoji represents Pisces to me. So if you're a Pisces, that's for you. So anything that has like a short title, like a cool filter going on, me moving around, and then like emojis on both sides of the title, that's a demonstration for you to look at. So the one that's called travel, and it's called travel on all caps, and it has the evil eye on both sides of travel. That's a Katana demonstration in which I'm demonstrating with a hammer inside my house. Okay. You want to see more demonstrations? You can. More movement soon. If you want to do more movement, if you didn't want to hear me talk all this time, so go back to the first session. Okay. Go and try out another playlist of movement movement forms. Go to the yoga one. Go to the self-defense. Go to the dance. Go to capoeira. Okay. Everything needs to support me. So So start them from the beginning too. That's really good for you. Everything you need to support me is in the description below. Social media information, donation information, and if you're a Pisces, if you were born in March, February or March, the little evil eye emoji, that's just for you, okay? And that's it for today. Take a breather, take a break. If you want to do more movement, try previous video again, okay? You do you. Do the dance ones. You like that. Okay, bye.